Is it time? Is it finally here?
It's been about
It's
8 years.
finally here.
It's been about 8 years since since that trailer came out. So yeah, I think so.
What?
It's
I'm.
time.
Yep. After painstakingly a long time and a delay, and now with all of us cooped up in our houses, it's time.
It's time for Final Fantasy VII Part 1, Phantom Blood.
Yes, this is Final Fantasy VII Remake at LP I was not planning on doing, but kind of stumbled into.
Mm-hmm.
And today I have pretty much the whole crew from all of the LPs I've done so far. We've got we've got Kazan, and we've got Mystery.
Hello,
We're all
everyone.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I think at this point it's just been kind of implied since a good handful of our main people don't do shit that Hal and I pretty much just run the show here.
Alright,
Yeah.
yep, that's true.
We all have lives. I've got a YouTube channel to deal with. You know, stuff happens.
I haven't touched mine in a while.
I have no life, so.
I sort of have a life, but not at the moment.
Well, majority of us, we can all understand why as to right now with this. Let's get
stuff.
into. Yes.
Let's get into the context of this game.
The nightmarish
did-
cat slide.
So this is the very, very extended version of the opening because the demo kind of had a cut down version of it.
Not
I'm okay with that.
even then, it wasn't even that. It was just a static screen, which then led into the ever famous opening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, now
Yeah.
we're getting into where she's
This is where the demo started.
Yes.
after having to press start at a static screen.
You know, actually, I'm pretty... What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of the beginning? This extended beginning?
I like it.
It's
I am loving
gorgeous.
this. I have a feeling. I have a feeling they either used the same engine they did with Final Fantasy 15, or they used the Unreal Engine.
It's Unreal
But this
4.
is, yeah, this is just gorgeous.
What I like about this is how they integrated, like, the main leitmotif of One Winged Angel in this.
I love
Like,
Which, without getting into any spoilers, is kind of significant for this game.
Mhm. There's a lot of weird shit that this game adds. I know the full story to this game. I haven't touched this game at all. I don't even plan on buying it. But I know it. I know everything. I know basically everything that happens.
I will be planning to get this game in like a couple weeks since at the time of the recording.
I want to get it when it comes out on Steam.
And also, as I always freak out, the Loveless posters.
And as you said in the demo, to look at the posters more, I actually look at the posters more this time, so look forward to that.
Oh, you finally actually noticed the Benora Apple poster?
I noticed the posters.
I
You
can't believe you
bastard.
didn't notice it.
He wasn't paying attention to the posters. He was just trying to like get on with the gameplay. But yeah, there's a Crisis Core reference in one of the posters.
I like that they added, for as long as this remake has taken, this remake does have a lot of love to it. I can't sugarcoat that. Like no, that's the product.
There's actually two Crisis Core references.
Yeah, there's a character. Yeah, one of them's a character. One of them references a one-off character, and then the other one is the Benora Apple poster.
Yep.
Those two references just make me happy.
Yeah, I've never played Crisis Core, so this will be interesting.
You don't need to
And
know.
I
You
know I
don't
need
need
to
to
know
know
that.
anything about Crisis Core because weird things happen in this plot. Not gonna say what happens in this plot, but weird things.
I mean,
Let's-
who's going to
let's-
be the one who let's plays it?
Let's try and leave spoilers only to the original game and not the new game.
I will not spoil the new game until we get to the spoiler bits.
Feel free to spoil the hell out of the original one
Oh,
released
fuck.
in '97 if you want, but
Oh yeah,
let's
I will
try
be
and keep
spoiling
the
that like
spoilers to
crazy.
this version
I will-
minimal.
I will be spoiling the old game like crazy because that game is 23 years old.
Get down here, Merc.
Yeah, I've been playing the PC version of the original, and so I'm past the point of where the remake is. But this,
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could spend 40 hours in Midgar, but you.
Considering the entirety of this game is pretty much an extended version of just 8 hours of the original game. If you're
yeah,
lucky.
they really expanded the story of this game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's
Oh.
all Midgar stuff. That's the thing. We're
How,
not gonna...
what difficulty are you playing on? Classic, normal, or hard?
Normal.
Okay.
Normal. I was going to do hard, but you can't actually get hard until you've completed the game at least once.
Oh,
so
there's also
we're
an
doing it
easy
normal.
mode. There's also an easy mode that Kotaku was bitching about, even though they also were complaining that Sekiro needed an easy mode. But that's whatever. Either
You
way.
know
How is
Yeah.
Kotaku?
It's like, that's game journalists in a nutshell.
Also, yeah, we get this great little where I sucked the dick of this combat system like crazy in the demo
Oh
video.
god.
Yes.
I can capably say that the combat system gets even better once we pass the demo.
I know. I've seen all the good stuff that happens in this game. It's so nice, and I honestly am gonna wait until it comes out on PC.
So my question is, with the combat, wouldn't you say it's a mix of 15 and Crisis Core, or?
It's 15, but it's 15's combat, but better. There's no
15
with,
there's no real Crisis Core elements besides
Okay,
pausing the
Kaz,
game.
here's your fucking banana apple.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry I care about Angeal unlike you heartless bastard. You heartless Scottish bastard. I'm sorry, I'm the only one who cares about Angeal and his entire plot arc.
By the way, that clear icicle mineral water,
Mm-hmm.
it's a clear reference to freaking to freaking icicle in.
You could definitely tell, like, the developers kind of knew what they were doing when it came to reference.
Oh, they definitely knew what they were doing for this game.
Well, they kind of had to, considering this
Yeah.
is one of the games
That's-
that catapulted the
that's-
series, if I remember.
Yeah, as I've said
This whole bloody game feels like a letter of love to the original.
Yeah. As I said many times before, this is basically just 15's combat system, but actually like an actual hack and slash. Well, hack and slash for Cloud because you do play as everybody else, and you play as everyone else that appears in the Midgar chapter.
With
For
one
Cloud, it's hack
exception.
and,
Yeah, with one exception.
With Cloud though,
Well, that's
he plays like a hack and slash pro tag.
Yeah, he has good reach with that sword, man.
I have a feeling they wanted to see how 15 would go with the battle system, and then if people liked it but knew there were flaws to it, they wanted to perfect it for this remake.
Mm-hmm.
I feel because they wanted to make sure.
Don't mind me just looking at the sector train station map.
I tried to find the references within the hidden references.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that 7.
I am
Doesn't it
I
mean
am
something?
afraid I'll be doing that for the first couple of episodes, looking at all the little details.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, that 7 right over here. We're playing Final Fantasy 7. 7. Oh, the connections are real. That's Nomura storytelling right there.
Nomura wasn't the writer, if I remember correctly. I think he was just the producer.
Director.
He was the
Um,
director.
I think he was just the
He was
director.
a
Director.
director, so
It's in his image, so
Yeah, he originally worked on the original 7.
and there's your
No,
second
he did
Crisis
not.
Core reference.
I mean, Loveless has been a thing for a while, so
I don't know. I don't think he was referring to Loveless.
I'm talking about Stamp the Dog.
Yeah.
wait, that's a Crisis Core reference?
Yeah. Stamp the dog.
I didn't know that. Shit.
Yeah. So nothing. Yeah. Basically, this is pretty much just the demo. Nothing besides a few added cutscenes that were not in the demo. Oh, hold up. And the floodgates have opened.
Is he one of us now? He's got balls.
No!
No, Hal knows what I'm talking about.
What I've seen
Oh,
about
she is
Sekiro-
she is so thirsty in this game.
Yeah, she's probably the thirstiest. She's so thirsty for freaking Cloud.
No, in my opinion,
This is a
now I'm
one-time
questioning
gig.
those
When
who
it's done,
played the
we're
original
done.
and are playing the remake, though. And anybody could leave this in the comments. Do you say Jessie is better in this game or in the
Yes.
original?
She's an actual character in this game.
Considering the fact that she was a nothing character who dies, who just straight up gets killed off, who suffers the fate of Biggs and Wedge along with the third person, along with her. Yeah, she's better off in this game than she was in the original.
Like
Now,
I
would
said,
you say,
she's
like,
thirsty
she-
for that Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
No, is that a good thing?
As
for
a-
the game or no?
As I said, she's an actual character with wants and hopes and
A story.
quirks. A story. She does have a pretty good story in this game.
Come on. Nobody
Wedge
does something
isn't
this crazy
Wedge
just
isn't
for
just
money.
one big polygon.
They may not
Neither is
think you're
actually
a
neither is
good
Barrett
guy,
too,
but you know what I
but
feel
still.
interested. What?
Yeah, Jesse. I don't know what, but yeah, one thing that is like, holy fuck, this game. Also, this game swears a lot, and I love it. No, like they did not hold back on saying shit, because shit is said a lot in this game.
Well, if I remember correctly, back then, a lot of it was because they realized kids were going to be playing the game. That's why they censored it at that time. So, not just like they have the ratings for it. And they know a lot of
Which is
more
kind
about
of funny when you think about it, considering Sid's dialogue tends to be just a lot of expletives.
It's not even
Oh,
exploitatives. He beats his girlfriend in a lot of the
yeah.
dialogue. Like he straight up. There's no implications. He straight up beats his girlfriend in front of you. Like that's a thing. That's an actual thing that happens.
in 7?
Yeah.
The original?
Yeah. And then he like because story arc of Sid and his girl of his like they're not even like technically like they just kind of live together, but basically that woman was responsible for Sid not being able to go into space, but if he went into space he would have died. And so she kind of just blames herself for it. But yeah, he like he abuses her, and it's like, yeah, that's yeah.
I hope they fix that with this.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to.
I kinda hope they kinda tweaks it quite a bit, hopefully.
And I believe from the actual dialogue, whenever he's like, I think Barrett says something along the lines of, "You shouldn't treat your girlfriend that way, or your wife that way." He's like, "Wife? My wife. That's just she's just some bitch
Yep.
Oh,
that
wow.
I
do
live
wonder
with."
How it's gonna go. I do wonder how it's actually gonna go.
They'll probably reel back on Sid a lot more than.
They did previously because you gotta because back then if you think of it, a lot of people didn't really think of that back
Not
then.
so fast. We've
It's
got
also the
company.
fact of that they already reeled back Sid with everything after 7 because Kingdom Hearts he doesn't swear, like just pretty much anything involving FS7 Sid he doesn't really do. He
They
doesn't
scaled
talk like
him
he
back
does.
in other games. I think because they got a lot of flack for that too. If you think of it.
Okay. Oh, I guess just to quickly explain Cloud. You stagger people, switch over to Punisher mode to do heavy attacks, and you do light attacks with your regular operator mode. And that's pretty much it.
No.
Some enemies stagger easier with magic, some stagger easier with specific attacks.
And you want to use
Oh, it's all about experimentation.
you want to switch over
And
to
I kinda-
Punisher mode when an enemy is staggered.
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah,
switch
you
to, like,
definitely might
magic.
want to do that.
Or switch to magic. That usually works.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because when demo came out, a lot of people did compare this to 13, but when I think of it, it's more of a refined version of 15.
Was compared to 13, how?
The stagger mechanic, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
that's just.
The stagger mechanic is kind of from 13.
Well, yeah, except 13's was literally just you either do enough damage, you have to like combine both magic and attacks. If you use just attacks, it takes forever to stagger. But if you use magic, you can make that stagger meter go way high really quick, but it drains faster, so you kind of have to hop between attacks and magic for that. This is just smack them enough and you stagger them.
Pal, that
Oh,
said
yeah.
hold. You
I
have to
know.
hold.
I should mention this before we go any further in this. Apart from the demo version, this is me playing this blind, so sometimes things like that might happen, and I apologise in advance.
So how did you get to the bridge above Mako's
I mean, there are a lot of people that have been doing that too, because again, they
scared to bite the hand
A lot of this game is pretty much wallpapers the game. Because you can pretty much convert any camera angle you get into a wallpaper.
we can do this without.
This game looks nice.
Different reactor.
Game looks gorgeous.
Never seen one like this.
So we get to, so yeah, pretty much the entire opening is just like the demo. It's just a bombing run of the Mako reactor,
sorry about that.
but with
Okay.
the ever so great storytelling bit that I wish 7 had before, which is the show don't tell method of storytelling.
Do they do
Because
this for the remake?
that's what I'm talking about.
If you remember right from the demo, we were talking about how Shinra kind of caused the explosion in this version.
Yeah,
But
well,
was only implied to have done it in the original version.
yeah, that's why Jesse freaks out. That's why Jesse freaks out with the explosion, because the explosion wasn't supposed to, cause an entire nuclear meltdown of a reactor.
Yeah.
Take him.
Oh, by the way, there is a full parry system too. I don't know if I mentioned that. I actually did play the demo. There is a full-on parry-like system you can use, but it's really weird to use.
It's best just to use the move counter stance when you get it.
Mm-hmm.
He always knows just what to say.
Cut it out.
Anyway, up ahead is one of the added scenes,
Yeah.
Yep.
Down, hotshot.
and not gonna lie, the looks of the children always breaks my heart.
Yeah. Child Cloud.
Child
Good thing I
Tifa.
know someone who can get us the
Oh
passcodes.
my god.
Mm-hmm.
Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can
By
you
the
do?
way, fun fact: the voice of Biggs is actually the voice of Balthier.
Mm-hmm.
Careful in there.
I bet you can hear it.
And by the way, before we get into an argument about this, I have extensively looked this up on the internet and all this shit. Mark Hamill does not voice Don Corneo. I have
This thing, right?
no, he doesn't. He didn't at all. He was voiced by another guy.
Looks like
But yeah,
the elevator's
this was talked about a lot on Twitter, where people kept trying to ask Mark Hamill this. Mark Hamill did not voice Don Corneo. Did
I
not.
didn't know that.
So, you know Tifa,
So
right?
it was one
It's
of
not
those
really my business,
one of those
but
people
are you
that
guys
kind of had
close?
the similar style as Mark Hamill.
It's the fact of that the dude who voices him sounds like he has he sounds like the Joker from the animated series.
That's
He loves,
understandable.
he loves voicing villains. But what happened?
Oh,
Like, did the deal fall out?
I don't know, but Mark Hamill never announced. Mark Hamill never announced anything. It's just that online.
This is our first new scene added from that wasn't in the demo.
This was like a quick little headache he got, and then he said, and then goes into this. There was no first person point of view of Nibelheim.
Nipple.
I will say though, even though there is little bits of what we got from the demo compared to now, I still love this remake, and I really am so excited to get it. And I am so glad I took the time to at least play the original, even though it was the PC version.
These sewer rats.
I mean,
They
doesn't
at least
matter. It's
have
all the
some.
same. It's all the same. It's not like you're playing a completely different experience when you play the PC version.
Investigating whether they
No.
belong.
But
to the
I'm
same
glad I
group
played that
made the
version.
attempt
I
on
played
your
that
life.
at least before getting into the remake, because that
Rest
way I can
assured,
tell subtle
our
differences.
inquiries will not take
Also,
much
Heidegger
longer.
not being a chubby, not being a super chubby dumb
This
dude,
false purpose
is
to
now a
bring the
serious
plague from what
is now a serious
why
man
you
voiced
read
by
what
John
you
DiMaggio,
say. It's his
aka
fucking
Jake the
up
Dog
motto.
or Bender.
It doesn't rest.
Oh my god, that is John DiMaggio.
It is.
Oh.
It
How's
is
it
John
feel?
DiMaggio.
The lifeblood of our world.
The voice acting, I will say though, is actually really good in this. Like you can tell passion is in Barrett's voice right here.
I just missed
Oh, wait.
I just missed the Advent Children voice acting, but this is perfectly fine.
Wait until episode 2 when certain someone shows up and his voice is amazing.
I know who you're talking about, and yes, I love him too.
Say that again.
You know what? I love Cloud in this remake because they actually make him
I'd learn
sound.
less about the planet and more about the next.
I mean, he
5
just
seconds.
sounds like Advent
Save
Children's
the
Cloud to
stream
me.
for later.
It's
Oh,
not the
yeah,
same voice
definitely.
actor. It just sounds like Advent Children's Cloud. Slash
kinda
the cloud
does
they
sound-
use for the rest of for everything.
So are they using the same voice actor that they use for
No.
Advent Children?
No.
Our lives are on the line now.
Surprisingly not, it just sounds an awful lot like him.
With the exception of 1 or 2 characters, the entire voice cast of 7 Remake is 100% like new voice actors for
Well, so much
for
having Cloud
FF7.
do all the fighting. There are some
Like they
places a
use
sword
an
just
almost
can't reach.
completely new voice cast, which sucks for me because I love Advent Children,
Just
but
bear with
perfect.
me for
But
a
this is
minute,
the
would
voice cast is perfectly fine.
It's suited for this game, and I'm really I
It
think
really,
they really
it really is suited for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they really did good research on who to pick for what character because Cloud sounds exactly what I would feel like he would sound in this game. Same with Jesse, same with Barrett.
And I
So they did really well.
Mm-hmm. And now we get Barrett's gameplay, which is just a third-person shooter which I am I don't like how Barrett plays. Honestly, he's probably my least favorite gameplay style. What I played / what I have seen.
I only use him if I have to be honest.
Exactly.
I like him a lot. Like, he's able to kite a lot of people, and he has a lot of health. So
I just
It really
don't like.
works.
I just don't like how his gun works. The fact that you can't really get real damage out of his main attack, you have to basically use the charge shots to do anything.
which is never fun.
Mhm.
But at the same time too, I think this was because they weren't used to this kind of gameplay developing wise. Are they or no?
I don't think that really matters. It's just the fact of that they wanted to have every character have a unique gameplay experience, and this one just is all right. But I will say a future character we get plays really really well as well.
oh yeah, definitely.
I will say though, the way that it looks, Barrett could be a little clunky. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. He does look a little.
Let's go.
He does feel a little clunky,
He is cool.
but I can understand why they did that for him because in the original game, he always had the
Look what
gun.
we have here.
Well, yeah, it's not the fact of that. It's not the fact of
These things will hurt
again.
when
It's
you're
just
careless.
he's my least used character.
But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Now, if you remember right from the demo, I kept crashing into these lasers.
They cycle off.
Will it happen again?
I'll go first.
Let's find out.
Nothing like a little danger
That
to get
is
the blood
really
pumping.
find out.
Hey,
Oh yeah, this
Baby
is
blues of yours
this
on
was
me.
also shown in the demo, also on Twitter. If you keep hitting the lasers, Jesse will keep commenting on. Jesse will keep commenting on how, oh, is this how Soldier works? It's like, you have a fetish for it or something, kind of thing. And that
Which
made me
is what
laugh.
which is exactly what I did in the demo version.
Not too shabby.
When we
You
did
know how to
demo
time your
version.
way past a laser. You almost got hit by those lasers, Hal.
No, I didn't.
And
Sure.
it's more of the same. Come on then.
Yeah, now they fire in spurts of 3.
Pretty easy, right?
Oh. You almost got hit there again, buddy. I think
Well done.
you having Vietnam War flashbacks about this? I would,
I
Maybe.
think he is.
Like a walk in the park, huh?
because I remember the demo.
I did it perfectly this time.
Not a scratch.
The demo, I think, trained you for this.
Now it's time for the
I
sweeper.
will admit that's probably true, actually.
Now it's time to fight. Now it's time to fight the sweeper. Super easy, especially it's super easy just to kill him with some magic.
Yeah, sweep. Well, it used to be a simple bolt magic, but now this thing's quite difficult.
I noticed in,
Unfortunately, the character I barely use has the book at the moment.
Well, he's gonna find a shortcut to make him cast it.
Yeah, you can.
I could have.
Yeah, I think it automatically just sets it up for you. It's just L1 and I think try. It's like L1 is your shortcut buttons.
Hey, it's not moving.
Let's pin it down.
I wish I wasn't stupid and realised that.
Did you just use fire on a robot?
Maybe.
well, it's the only magic he has, so.
No, Barrett has
Oh,
thunder.
loud.
Yeah, it's just the fact of that Hal accidentally used fire on a sweeper, on a robot specifically,
Knock it down again. No time to complain.
and also the fact that this thing
will-
has an annoying stagger meter.
I will repeat what I said earlier. Apart from the demo, I am blind in this, so please bear with me if I do very silly stuff in this LP. It's probably going to
That's
happen a
totally
lot.
As long as I see you get the nail bat, I'll be
Don't
happy.
need to tell me twice.
Yeah, you gotta get that nail back, dude.
Oh, I will try for the mail back.
Oh, actually, wait, no, I'll wait until later. There's a lot I could ask right now, but I'm gonna wait. Because yeah, there's also the fact of another great bit. This game, so I guess just to I don't know if I should talk about a lot of the gameplay systems that's going to come up, but a lot of the weapons are real time. They're not. It's not just a Buster Sword the entire time. So if you have Hard Edge, you actually get hard edges on your back instead of the Buster Sword.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's nice. I like that detail.
it's a cool touch.
Yeah,
Definitely.
all your weapons are in real time. Same goes for materia slotting. Depending on what gear you have on, it'll show you the materia slotted into your weapon. Like right now, he only has the fire materia, so you can see that little green materia slotted on the top slot of Buster Sword.
Jesse will give us the cure one, and once that gets put in, then that will be part of the sword as well.
And basically, depending on what material you slot into the Buster Sword, it will change color. So you put luck up, it'll the materia sphere will turn purple.
Oh
That's
yeah,
actually
it looked really cool actually, but the only problem with it is that it only shows two.
Yeah,
so
only
you're gonna
2
fit
slots.
more slots in the Buster Sword as you upgrade it.
Yeah.
I just wish it just shows.
Oh yeah. This game has a whole upgrade tree system, and it's
We'll
An upgrade
we'll
tree?
get to that.
basically,
Okay.
this is one of those. Yeah, this is a game that like heavily emphasizes that you can actually use your weapons past the point when they should be useless. At least in the case of 7, the moment you got Hard Edge, you stuck with Hard Edge until you got the next best weapon. Compared to this game, where you can actually pretty well keep Buster Sword for quite a long time.
Yeah, because I think they also added that in system in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I always like that because that way you can always keep your favorite like Keyblade or keep your favorite weapon and just upgrade it.
Yeah.
I like systems like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Dirge Cerberus, if you kept a toy gun, you got Ultimate Weapon.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's true.
That would involve putting Dodge off Cerberus though, and
Eh,
once was enough. Thank you very much.
one playthrough is perfectly fine, and even then, that ending gets retconned in Crisis Core.
Really?
Do you still get to pick the? Is there's okay? I gotta know now. Picking the time on the bomb.
We still get to pick the time on the bomb, and it does change something.
Do you actually get rewarded this time?
Let's see if little Stamp
Yes, you do.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Is if you because in the demo for beating it in under 20 minutes, you got the original time the bomb took. You got to see a quick little snippet cutscene of seeing Sephiroth, and then that was it.
Yeah, it was just
The reward for the full game is much better than 5 seconds of Sephiroth. I can promise you that.
Good.
man, I just wish they had a more challenging time. 20 minutes is a lot of time.
Well, 20 minutes was the original amount of time from the original 7.
Why couldn't they put 10 minutes or 5 minutes?
Because
Or
that's
2?
not fun. That's like
No,
that's like Super Metroid Impossible, where you only have like less than 25 seconds to get off of the first ship.
I'm fine.
5 minutes? That would probably only get you as far as meeting up with Barrett again. That won't get you any further than that.
Yeah.
Pretty cocky, ain't you?
Okay, now speaking of stuff that gave me more trouble here than in the demo,
I actually had a lot of trouble with Guard Scorpion in the demo. I had a lot more trouble than I was expecting.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing though that they worked it to that point. Because
But you know But you know what's awesome? They got the Final Fantasy 14 design.
Oh yeah, I
I love
that.
it so much.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. I love
Except
it.
he's not called Guard Scorpion in this game. He's called Scorpion Sentinel.
Didn't I tell you to use
He
your
will
magic?
always be God Scorpion in my heart.
Same.
Whatever you want. Just do it.
All right. So while we were
Like this
there's a fucking stupid there's a really stupid attack he fucking does that I can never seem to dodge. That it's just this dumb shockwave attack, and I can never fucking seem to dodge it ever. And I hate it. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't, but for some reason, no matter what I did, even if I fucking dodge roll out of the way, I still get hit by it. Oh, fuck Death Grip too. Yeah.
Oh, I hate this move.
Oh no!
So yeah, you have to quickly switch over to Barret and use Thunder before you get your cheek clapped. Or in this case,
You can just do this.
or in this case, get your cheeks clapped and then just like get all the aggro.
I would like to say that I did that just to show off crowd being pissy, but I didn't. That was just incompetence on my part.
Yeah, you could have just zapped him and he would have dropped Cloud immediately.
But he didn't. He just kept shaking that minigun.
A barrier?
Getting the charge up.
Never seen this defense system before.
Oh yeah, I guess Hal was talking about it off screen, but yeah, I guess we should, while we're watching this boss fight, get into personal memories of this game.
Bounce right
Hal, you first.
As many people probably already know, because I keep banging on about it, 7 was the first Final Fantasy game that ever came out in the UK. And yeah, I am one of those people where it was my first Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
I think it was for a lot of Europeans, if I remember correctly.
Pretty much.
Again for Hal, this is the first Final Fantasy to come out in the UK. So yeah.
And I don't count Mystic Crest because it wasn't called Final Fantasy Mystic Crest in the UK. It was called Mystic Crest Legends for some reason, because Final Fantasy never existed as a series in the UK until 7.
Very true.
That is actually that is true. I don't know why it took them the 7th game to finally get it into Europe.
Because
Even though it's
Europe
a-
speaks over 7+ languages, and to localize a Japanese game, you'd have to translate it 7 times in a row.
So imagine the hassle trying to
And
do that for an RPG, and that's why we never got stuff like Super Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger,
not just
any
that.
RPGs
Yeah, pretty
before
much.
7, pretty much.
Yeah. Which that was another fun bit for this is like, yeah, you have to translate it 7 times, and Square didn't exactly have the money to just just to drop on all of their RPGs on the Super Nintendo to get translated into 7 different languages. That's quite literally what that was it.
Which is kind of funny because this game is in like 5 languages in the UK. I don't know if it's the same in America, but there is 5 languages for this game in the UK version.
I would say we have like 2 or 3 depending.
It probably has all the languages or something depending on the
Yes.
download size.
There's English and Japanese, obviously. There's French, there's German, and there's a...
I think nowadays just about every game has. Oh, that's it. That's the EM field. Fucking dodge roll. Aw.
No, good caught by it.
No, I think pretty much every game now comes in like 10 different languages. I believe the US version has all those languages you listed too.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
but that
shop.
also leads to larger download sizes because you're kind of having. That's actually one of the reasons why fucking Final Fantasy 13 has such a high download, like why it's like 80 gigs on Steam, because it's both the entirety of the game in English and Japanese, both audio and text.
Yeah, if you're downloading this game on its own, it's 90 gigs.
Yeah, because they had said it was going to be at least 100 gigs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a
I don't
large
know
game.
I don't know how that works with the physical version, mind you.
It just is. It's you're probably just getting all the data's on the disc. You're installing it onto your hard. You're still installing it onto your hard drive, like if you were downloading it from the store. It's just that it's all on a disc. You have to load up a disc instead of just pressing start from your home menu.
Ah, gotcha. It's been so long since I actually bought a physical game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. My pretty much same with me for 7. By the way, this not only was because I'm a lot younger compared to Hal. This was not only one of the first Final Fantasies I played. This was one of the first video games I ever played because this game came out about a year after I was born, and I was about maybe 5 years old when I started actually playing video games. So this. I have both my dad and my uncle's copies of Final Fantasy VII still sitting on my shelf to this day. And yeah, this was one of the first video games I've ever played. I don't have the same love I used to have for it, because I used to think like this is my absolute favorite Final Fantasy. It's not anymore. Not by a long time.
No,
Which
9's
one
my
is
favourite
it
now.
Oh, mine is 10. 10 will always be 10.
That's good.
Post high
10
school.
was actually
it
my first. Yeah, 10 was my first Final Fantasy.
7 will always be my favorite, not gonna lie. Because I played through all the PlayStation ones.
And here's something that wasn't in the demo.
Huh.
My limit break.
Oh, you.
Oh, they never put the limit break in the
No,
demo.
they did. They did.
It's just Hal didn't use them. Hal didn't use cross/slash in the demo. There we go. It's probably better to have staggered him to do that, but he's pretty far from a stagger, so.
Yeah. Okay, so we've heard mines and we've heard Kaz's, so right, you want to take your first Final Fantasy experience?
It's this game.
This game, definitely.
This game definitely. It's mainly because I got it for Christmas. Well, my brother got it for Christmas, and I had no idea what was going on in the game. But when I got a little older, I revisited it, and I never knew just how good it was. Because afterwards, my older brother always played. Oh, ouch!
It's a good thing he had steel skin.
I never seen him do that attack before.
I will say, though, I am glad this game got a remake because the original 7 did not age well, graphic-wise.
It did not.
It's perfect.
It
It's still
really
perfectly fine. It's just old.
Gameplay wise,
It's a 23-year-old game. It is a 23-year-old game that was a very early 3D transition to 3D game. It's old,
and what just happened there, ladies and gentlemen, is make sure you take off that particular mode before you start running somewhere, or you get fucked.
Yeah, Punisher mode. It's kind of only meant for heavy attacks and not that.
It's meant to be punishing. Basically, you do a lot more damage, but you also
Lose
Or you
all
can't guard.
forms of mobility.
Yeah, you can't.
So basically, if the guard scorpion does that fuck you laser attack, don't be in Punisher mode.
Honestly, fuck most of his attacks. I hate Mark 99 launchers.
Really?
It's fucking
This
stupid.
guy is. I never really had trouble with this guy.
In
I
the
will
original
say
game
that-
or the demo?
The demo.
Funnily enough, I didn't have trouble with him in the demo either. It's just I don't know what happened this time.
An auto repair unit. Damn it.
Like, I don't know what the fuck was happening with me, but I was like, EM Field was pissed me off more than a lot of this game did. And also, fuck Mark 99 launchers. I fucking hate that. I hate that move so much.
Meanwhile, Hal is bleeding to death.
Wait, I think he's just trying to get this fight over with so that so he doesn't have to waste any more healing items. Even though this game gives you a lot of healing items. Oh, no.
And Hal is dead.
You should have healed while he was still doing auto repair.
Yep, now I'm just wasting Phoenix down. It's wonderful, isn't it?
I mean, again, this game gives you a way, especially on easy mode, this game gives you a lot of stuff. There are a lot of healing items.
I did not do it on easy mode though.
Obviously. I usually just with this I just played this on normal mode. But yeah, actually
I would say though, like this compared to the original, this fight is actually really neat, and I love the fact that you actually see how much damage you give this thing.
No time to waste. Let's take
don't worry, other boss fights also reflect this too. But have this kind of setup too. Or some depends on the boss. I'm not gonna spoil the bosses, but yeah, it's different from boss to boss.
And we've beat the first boss ever on. Again.
Oh, that took a lot out of you. You died on the first boss. I never do that when I played Final Fantasy VII.
Well, good for you, big dick, big strong, huge.
Oh wow.
Shit, the ball!
20 minutes? Alright, yeah, 20 minutes till
20
detonation.
minutes of counting.
And again, plenty of time.
Yeah.
Later, Guard Scorpion.
And thus
I think
it died.
I'm in the original design, but now it's just like yeah, that's way too.
Damn thing showed you
Well,
how
even in the
it's done.
original, that was plenty of
Come
time.
on, we've got to move.
It's just that now you have what I like to call the Uncharted experience with this timer. Also, sadly, the lettering isn't pink like it used to be. It's now blue like the rest of the HUD, or yeah, like the HUD and the menuing.
I mean, is that good? Bad?
No, it's just different coloring. It's nothing. It's just literally it's just a different color. It's nothing insane. It's not. I've kind of after reading enough JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you just kind of don't care about coloring of stuff anymore.
True.
It's just the fact though that it just matches. It just now is the same color as the rest of the everything technically, because this game there's a lot of blue everywhere.
By the way, I was a bit of a dunce when I first played this game.
You stood completely still on this, didn't you?
No, I forgot Jesse in the original.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, the game forces you to go back to get Jesse.
This time around, yeah.
Well, no,
Right,
even in the
this makes
original
it more
version,
thirsty.
you have to. In the original version, you have to save Jesse,
My hero.
or else you can't,
We'll link
leave.
up over there. Look after Jesse.
Also, yeah, this is one of the reasons why this is so much easier with the timer, because the timer stops for anything cutscene related.
Probably.
I did not know that when we did the original demo, and that's why I never did the 20 minutes.
Yeah. Also, yeah, once again, you can break boxes. Sorry, if you specifically break Shinra boxes, you get items and Mako shards that restore your MP.
Don't look back. Let's go.
Including mysterious Moogle coins, which I don't know what you use for yet, because I haven't gotten to that point in the game.
like how they
From what I
tried-
understand, they're basically mini medals in Dragon Quest.
Ah,
I like how the medals.
I like Cloud.
Okay.
I like seeing Cloud up Jessie's ass.
No, they
His
pull,
head was up her ass.
they pull a Final Fantasy IX and he cops a feel.
Yeah, with his head up her ass. Because that's what was happening. Was his head was clipping. Because characters turn invisible whenever you're climbing up ladders with them. So your body just kind of clips into their ghost body.
I think I actually mentioned it in the demo, but I really do like they kept some of the weirder enemy designs in this game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah,
Like-
like the whole tentacle coming out of the back of out of the dogs.
And the eye thing.
Yeah, yeah,
5 seconds is all we need.
yeah. It's actually pretty great.
It is.
Also, they changed around some enemies. Again, that's a spoiler, so won't mention it until we get to it.
Yeah.
But they changed around certain enemies, like rare monsters are now just bosses. Or in this case, the sweeper is like a mini boss.
They are.
But there are a couple of rare enemies that were just rare spawns are now just bosses.
The Hell House is a big one, actually.
Is that actually a boss in this game?
It is. I mean, they showed it in the trailers.
I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to that point yet in the game, so I didn't realise that thing was still in the game.
That's why I
That's
was
what
trying to refrain from it, because that is a spoiler.
Well, not
I'm
really.
wondering how the summons look in this game, because I know summons have been a big thing in the Final Fantasy series.
Really interesting. How did you get any of the pre-order bonuses like Choco Chick or Carbuncle?
If I remember right, I use Ifrit, which is mandated to use, and I do use Choco Chick.
Okay. Summons are interesting in this game. They're better than 15s because there's no complicated, like, you can only use them in really, really specific scenarios. Well, that's we'll get to it when we'll attempt to talk about it when we unlock
It will all be explained in about 3 or 4 videos time, I think, if I remember right.
All done.
Cause yeah, you just straight up are just given, like, by the way, like, you're just given really powerful materia in the story. Like, a character will just give you fucking super powerful materia. Like, oh
There's
hey,
one person in particular who just keeps giving you shit, and we'll get to him in about 2 parts.
oh hey, like Jesse, like, hey, thanks for saving my life. Here's Knights of the Round.
It doesn't quite go that far, but
No, but close enough. It's close enough. Like, Knights of the Round, as of right now, isn't in this game. But that's what it feels like when it's like, oh yeah, you're cool. Here's the ability to summon a god.
Would have been really cool, though.
Yeah, yeah.
monsters giving you trouble, just summon Fordin and the boys. They'll sort them out.
Close enough, close enough. Also, I still hate these shock troopers.
Yeah, these guys suck. I hate them so much.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, and I don't know when we're gonna get the next part of this series as soon as.
Let's see. It took 8 years for this one. I'd say
It might
another.
not take as long.
I'd say another 12 years
Never in doubt.
minimum.
I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Yeah,
Because maybe they had like an engine switch or something like that.
that's literally what
Like they did
happened.
with,
That's literally why Kingdom Hearts 3 and why both Kingdom Hearts 3 and FF7 Remake got heavy delay / just now in development stickers. Was KH3 literally, what happened was they tried to pull a Kojima and make a Fox engine of their own, but it turned out to be expensive and really hard to do and time consuming. So they
If
just
I
said,
remember
fuck it,
correctly-
Unreal Engine 4.
Care of those wounds before you bleed out.
And it-
Final Fantasy 14 1.0, cough cough.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, they were gonna use the Luminous engine. If I remember correctly, because that's the one they used for 15.
Well, no, they just used they were going to use an engine called Kingdom Shaders.
Never heard of it.
That doesn't
was-
sound very good.
That was literally the engine they were going to use for 3, and then they realized, again, expensive, time consuming, not fun.
Crap.
Not worth it.
Yeah. And yeah, it's basically you're just hemorrhaging money at that point. So Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, just give Epic the money to give you an engine, work with it, and then go from there.
So how the fuck do you deal with these fucking shock troopers? I was never able to figure
You
out.
you throw magic at them that stops them long enough that you can take some pot shots at them.
Yeah, they stagger really easy if you land hits, and once you stagger them, you just demolish their like they have really low HP is the thing, but they basically can dodge almost every hit you throw at them, or it's sort of like fighting a metal slime in Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it kind of is actually.
They have ridiculously high luck, so they can just dodge everything. But if you can somehow break past their luck and land a few hits, you can stagger them and punish them.
Come on. How'd you like that?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's yeah. I guess
And
that's really
unlike
it.
the demo, I actually went the right way as well.
Oh yeah, you didn't go backwards for like a
I
solid
didn't
minute.
go backwards for like a minute like I did in the demo.
Yeah, and so now we finally get to see past the demo.
Not quite yet.
Oh yeah. First we gotta go see this bit where it's like, yep, blow everything up because, yeah, you may
It's
have
about sending a message.
Sir.
that, and also blaming Avalanche, and also making Avalanche the scapegoat.
Very true.
The messages do not fuck with Shinra.
And that's what they do in this game a lot.
Too many times.
Until, like, in the original game, Shinra just kind of becomes a nothing being once you get to Disc 3.
I have this horrible sinking feeling that might not be the case in the remake.
Yeah. Well, there's so much spoilers we could talk about, but that's spoilers
But
for
we're
this
not.
game. Like, there's so much I want to fucking talk about, but I can't because we're not there yet.
I want to try, as I said at the beginning, I want to try and keep the remake spoilers to a minimum.
Yeah.
I swear.
OG7 is fair game, but the new version, I want unspoiled.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. In this, I just feel like Cloud just falls asleep.
Can you walk?
Yeah,
If I
unfortunately.
couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah. So you just gotta try and run out, and also do anime jumps for a few seconds here.
Anime jumps.
You know, this is the best. This is the best scene because you get to see this face,
Okay, that was
This
pretty
one.
cool.
that smirk.
Alright, come on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a smirk that can satisfy a lady.
Okay.
That is the smirk that should be used from now on if anyone ever says that Cloud was emo all the time in 7. Because
The only time he really got emo was like Advent Children, and even then, that was mostly because he got super fucking depressed because he kind of, it still thinks shit's fucked. Oh wow! Oh, so you just ended here?
I
Fuck.
literally ended at the demo. Yeah.
That was a demo. That's the demo.
Demo.
And, yeah,
Part
but there's
2 will
no.
be brand new.
Yeah.
All right.